With a tough stretch of play to open up the season, we get into our second NFC East battle facing the Dallas Cowboys as our New York Giants look to pick up their first win. And in week 1, we nearly found it, but we came up short against the Washington Commanders. But following that game, there was a press conference with a couple good questions coming in. Coach, how short is the leash for Russell Wilson? And starting off with that, Coach did say he's the most experienced quarterback on the roster, and while obviously there was some up and downs in that game, he did not put a lot of the woes of Wilson's play on him. And secondly, the reporter asked, also, we noticed that you really don't like to punt on 4th down. Are those due to analytics? Coach responds by basically saying it all comes down to the scenario out on the field, and considering we are one of the least expected teams to do well this year, each chance we get, we must take advantage of. And bouncing off of those questions leads us to Jaxon Dart. Some calls to start him. And while I don't think he's fully ready yet, I do think he has talent that we should utilize. And when it comes to some of those 4th and shorts that we feel like we should go for it, bringing in Dart could add a new element, a little bit more speed, perhaps some RPOs, some read options to just try to get us that extra set of downs to play with. So as our road trip continues on down to Arlington, Texas, we'll look to find our first win here under Coach Bearington and see if a few of those adjustments will help us out. As we look for a return here, left side and tackled through the block of Gay. Booty had no idea how he was even brought down there. But the offense will take the field. Russell Wilson, your starting quarterback. Now, one thing we did not do too well completely throughout that last game was running the ball. Tracy, though, with a massive spin move, he turned what was said to be 100% a negative play into a gain of 7. And that's why he is out there seeing playing time. We have not seen too much from Scattaboo out the gate. Throwing out to Tracy here from the backfield. Breaks through one tackle and gets us up to about the 45. Already 2 big plays coming from RB1. As Slayton goes in motion behind Wilson, who is stepping up trying to avoid Parsons and turns yet again a negative play into a positive. With some of those little things we missed last week and what led to the loss. Taking advantage of it early here, we'll see if they can continue that trend throughout. Tracy lit up down the middle, picking up just about 2. Andrew Thomas a little slow to get up there. Parsons actually came over to help, then got shoved there at the end. Not sure what that was about. Those two obviously battling it out on that play. Russell Wilson clocked. Parsons jumping on the fumble. It's a turnover as Russell Wilson, looking to extend the play, got absolutely demolished by the big old DT. Picked up off his feet and slammed down. And with that, it sets up the Cowboys to take over at the 35. They lit up the scoreboard last week, 31 points. They'll look to do the same here this week, though the run goes nowhere. Holland and Bobby, 2 players who had a pretty big impact last week. Prescott here, 2nd and 10. He's looking downfield. George Pickens runs right underneath it, beating what looked to be man coverage from Asante Samuel Jr., the slot corner. And in a matter of just 3 plays, Cowboys force the turnover and get the touchdown off of it. Wilson back on his feet here, leading the offense out onto that field, starting at the 30, needing a quick response. He rolls to the outside here and gets rid of it just before a sack. It was shaking and baking a little bit back there as well, trying to avoid the rusher. Very much did not. Falling incomplete at 2nd and 10. Little pump fake and again throwing out of the sack. He looked to have neighbors on an in-breaking route, but was not able to step into it. So 3rd and 10 with a hard count. No one offers on it for Wilson. Snapping that ball, thrown across the middle. That is going to be caught. Slayton, but 5 yards short of the first down. All Coach Bearington's offense can respond with is a 3-and-out. Dallas back with the ball. Prescott back in shotgun. Throws this one outside, finding Ferguson, but quickly taken down. Asante Samuel Jr. tight that time in coverage. Wide open here again is Pickens. He's been shredding Asante. For the Cowboys, this was exactly why they made that move. CeeDee Lamb, he's going to definitely bring in 1 to 2 cover guys per play. Breaking the run down the middle and fighting forward. Picking up 9 goes Tyjae Spears. For a lot of Cowboy fans, they're hoping this is the year that they do finally bounce back. A lot of weapons on the team. With a handoff down the middle, grinding forward is Williams. Nubin and company eventually bring him down, but not before the first down is gained at the 37. They look to go back to Spears with a cutback, shaking the safety, and eventually getting down inside the 15. Dallas right now in full control at home with an empty set for Dak Prescott to follow. They're at the 12. Going with the quarterback draw. One to beat or slide down, I guess will work out here for the New York Giants. Well, how some of the tackling has gone today for the G-men. Perhaps Dak should have stayed up on his feet. Spears taking down Eric Kendricks in the gap. We could use a whole lot more of that. But a 3rd and 6 here. Dallas goes spread empty, bunch to the left, 2 to the right. With some crossers down the middle, it is Brian Burns breaking through, picking up that sack, and ultimately forcing a field goal attempt here down inside the 15. Very much the definition of bend, but do not break. From the right hash, this one is through, and it looks like there was some late contact on the dive attempt to try to block it. Unfortunately for Coach Bearington, that means his defense just gave up a free first down. Half the distance, 1st and goal. Pressure is back. Brian Burns is back again. Prescott back to the 14. It's great seeing the impact here early coming from Brian Burns. Didn't call his name all too much last week as the first quarter comes to a close. Ultimately, for the Giants, it was not one that saw a whole lot of success. Coughing up that ball on what was a promising opening to the drive. Cowboys scoring off of it in just 2 plays. Then go 3-and-out, ball back over to the Cowboys. Penalty on the field goal attempt. Touchdown still an option. The good news for New York is Brian Burns has 2 sacks. And I'm sure he would love another one here with a clean rush off the edge. Ball is out quickly, finding CeeDee Lamb. His first catch of the game. Once again, leaves Dallas with a 3rd and goal. Bunch look to the right-hand side. Prescott throws open across the middle. And they will get the touchdown off the penalty on the field goal. Devontae Turpin with the touchdown. Dak settling in the pocket. And so far, that lockdown defense we had against the Commanders does not seem to have made the trip here to Arlington. Offense, though, hasn't done much of anything either, as Tracy looks to get this one outside, well contained. Ultimately, that one goes as a loss of 2. Bringing up a 2nd and long here for Wilson with 2 spread to the right, Neighbors to the left. He hasn't gotten too many looks out the gate here, lofting this one out to Johnson, who can't hold on. Contact from behind, forcing that ball out of the hands and falling incomplete, leaving a 3rd and 12. Wilson nearly gets one to jump. Another long down and distance here is a lofted one into double coverage. Could have had a chance to catch it, but it bounces off the helmet of Johnson. With 3 straight failed drives offensively, Dak Prescott is back out here, 5 for 5 on the day. We've got touchdowns on the board for the Cowboys, throwing weak side, and somehow Kendricks does not get the tackle. Eventually, Nubin brings down Spears. Crossing midfield, Cowboys yet again in plus side. Dak throws left side, Ferguson with the strong hands. It's a gain of 9 on first down. Spears, though, lit up by Lawrence, a loss of 3. Perhaps too early to see surrender Cobra when your team's already up by 2, but a big play there from Lawrence. And Bobby Okereke all over Spears there on third down. Defense will finally pick up the stop we needed. But with the success very much going to the Cowboys, a heat check here. Aubrey out to kick a field goal, and he absolutely just demolished that near 60-yard field goal. Probably would have been good from 63. So never mind your defense picking up a stop. It's a 3-score game here, 17-0. The offense takes the field. They have not done anything here today, and that is not going to get any better. Odigizua in the backfield immediately. He finds Russell Wilson through the block of Evan Neal, moved to guard because he struggled in pass pro. And we see that come back to bite him. Finding Neighbors here, he's got a solid gain and sets up a 3rd and short. Wilson has to find a way to convert these. Under pressure, he rolls out, throwing out. He's got Tracy for the first down and ultimately ushered out at the 46. A big conversion there. They just need a whole lot more of it. As Tracy motions to the outside, they find him, but picked up and slammed down. It's Bland. For the Giants offense, it's almost been 1.5 steps forward, 2 steps back at times. You lose one there on first down. It's 2nd and 11. Getting the screen out, it is to Tracy. Spin move, first down gained. He picks up 13. For him, it's been 4 targets, 4 grabs, 34 yards, and takes us through the 2-minute warning. Giants have to get something done here as they are plus side. Play action, Wilson fires that one behind his back and to the left sideline. Will 100% be a penalty. It was Micah Parsons sat waiting on the right side, blowing that play up, and it looks like Dallas is playing against Hail Mary attempts here. As Johnson open across the middle, he gets the grab, picking up a decent amount, but you still have a 3rd and 12 here. The drive was promising. You've got to find some way to keep it going here. Inside a 1.5 minutes, pressure is too much. Evan Neal gives it up. Odigizua with another. And you're going to have to punt this one away. Well, it's early in the season, and you don't want to take too many drastic changes. Perhaps a couple might be needed in this second half, but before we get to the second half, we need a stop, and that's a great open field tackle by Adebo. We haven't got to call his name all too often. Cowboys call their first timeout as we're inside a minute. Quick throw is outside, and Shoemaker with plenty of speed. He's to the 44 before finally being brought down. Holland chasing him down. They do not call a timeout there, however, going back to the quick throw outside. Rumbling is the fullback who could have potentially had the touchdown. Cowboys absolutely going to work, and it's through tight end 2, the fullback. Prescott back inside the red zone with a perfect throw and an immediate answer following the punt off of what was looking to be the best drive for the Giants. Sacks turned that drive around, and Cowboys very much are running away with this one. But we'll take things to halftime there with massive adjustments needed as the Giants are down 24-0. Just 17 points given up in their entire previous game. This time, they've already allowed more than that in just 2 quarters. As for the Washington Commanders, we lost to them last week. They gave up a big shot downfield. Jordan Love with the one-hand grab. Romeo Doubs has them beating the Commanders 28-14. Following that update, we've got Steelers and the Seattle Seahawks. And it's going to be a throw from Sam Darnold, ripped right down the hashes and finding number 11, Jackson Smith-Njigba, to tie that game up 7 apiece at halftime. And for your final studio update here at halftime, Patriots visiting the Dolphins. It's a toss to the outside for Stevenson, breaking by the 20. One with a good angle, but spun by and polishing off that for the 14-3 halftime lead. Before Giants fans, they're hoping to not see too many more highlights. as we look to get the second half underway. Also looking to see some adjustments for the offense, though the defense struggling just as mightily. Brian Burns, though, with his third play made in the backfield. A loss of 4. Tajay Spears. If they could find just a way to string together a few of those, get some quick stops, who knows, maybe we can find ourselves into somewhat of a game again. Ferguson with the grab. He picks up about 2, but that does leave 12 needed with 3rd and 12. Prescott, quarterback draw, takes the contact. Holland bringing him down. Defense with a 3 and out to open the second half. As the offense heads on out here for the Giants, 2 key changes. Dart in at quarterback, Illuminor at right guard, and it's Tracy right down the middle following Illuminor for a big rush. And they're looking to go hurry up right off of it. Coach, down 24-0, has brought in the young quarterback to see if he could spark some life here for this team. Throwing, Neighbors with the grab. He breaks through 2 tackle attempts, cuts back to the outside at the 20, 10, 5. Neighbors dives into the end zone. Dallas gives up the big play, and Jaxon Dart, with his first career passing touchdown, has to give massive thanks to the superstar receiver out on that field. Under pressure, tossing that one up, tight coverage, breaks through 2 tackles, and goes to work in open field. Well, the offense is not done yet. Down 24-6 here. They stay out on that field. Rifling it, quick RPO for the 2-point try. Wan'Dale Robinson. And if we could manage to do that 2 more times, we might just have a tied game here. As they go play action. Downfield, CD, first down, gain of about 16. Phillips over there left one-on-one, and he just couldn't keep the inside contained. Going to the ground game here, Tajay Spears taken down by McFadden. A great response there from the defense, getting that stop after giving up the first down play, won this drive. They go back to Spears. He's going to lose more. Brian Burns with a career day. But Sexy Dexy down on the turf, clutching at his midsection. Eventually making his way to the sideline. We don't necessarily have the best depth behind him, so Alexander is going to step out there at DT. With a 3rd and 13, they flood left side of the field. Pickens brought down prior to the line to gain. It's 4th and 4. It should be a punt. Well, it might have come at a cost. You do get that ball back in a 24-8 ball game here midway through the 3rd. And Tracy again with space down the middle. Illuminor has illuminated the blocking on the interior. And for the young guard, former tackle in Evan Neal, it doesn't seem to be a promising sign for continued play. As Dart looks to step up here, find some space, he slides down safely, picking up 9. And they will look to continue a little bit of some hurry up here. Checking how things end up looking. Dart gets them set up. Another RPO out to Wan'Dale Robinson, and we'll have the first down just by the midfield line. They'll just continue on with it here. They're going to change up the look slightly. Send the 2 to the open side of the field. Dart and Tracy in the backfield. They set up the screen, utilizing the blocking and picking up another decent gain of 6. Give some props to Dart. Staying back there, taking that contact and delivering a good ball. As a 2nd and 4. Tracy out of the backfield here has another first down to the 30. A whole different look here for the offense in the second half. Honestly, it's one that they were pretty desperate for here. As they continue with their hurry up. Around 2.5 minutes to go here in the 3rd. They go play action. Dart looks to get outside and gets rid of that one into the turf. Parsons in pursuit. That'll slow down the offense, at least for one play. Dart back in shotgun, getting them all lined up. For 2nd and 10, Trolleys to break through. Hard to bring down, but eventually does go down. Got to appreciate the second, third, and umpteenth effort there to try to pick up something. Scatterboot in the game, but it's Dart on the outside. Parsons tracks him down, a 4th and 1. We all saw how things were called last time. I don't think it's any surprise here. Offense is on the field, needing just over a yard. Goal line set. And it's the fullback in. Bellinger absolutely stuffed. Mozzie Smith held his own against 2, man, might have even been 3 blockers to absolutely stuff that play. And trying to fight back into this one, that is a massive blow to the Giants. It'll be Cowboys ball at the 23. They respond with their own heavy set. Motioning tight end, Schoonmaker over to the left-hand side, though running to the right. Williams cannot escape. Good contained by Holland. We're going to need a lot more big plays from him, one of the promising younger players on this defense. As Dak under pressure eventually rips it to the sideline. The defense coming alive here right when you need it. A 3rd and 13 empty set here for the Cowboys. As Dak has nothing but time back there to throw downfield. It's Turpin with the first down. 2 touchdowns for him on the day and a massive 3rd down conversion. For Coach Bearington, he's got to be appalled by the effort there from the defensive line. So many top-tier rushers, yet nothing. They hand it off to Spears to follow. He loses a yard. First time we really got to see Carter make a play out there. And it does take us to the end of the quarter, 24-8, but we saw how quickly the Giants can work their way down the field. Jaxon Dart providing a little bit of life. Will it be enough to make this a game in the 4th quarter? To answer first, before even Dart can see the field, the defense has to get off the field. They missed a chance before the break. Play action. Burns misses Prescott, who throws downfield, converting to CD. Those are the same opportunities last week that cost us a chance to win that game. Now it's costing a chance to get in the game as Carter can't contain Prescott. He bounces for 5. A little bit of some back and forth occurring with some of the interior guys from both sides. Heated game here. Giants and Cowboys go back quite some distance. McFadden with a good run stuff. Help arrives. Eric Kendricks. Now you got to find your play to get off the field or force at least a field goal attempt here. They've already hit one from about 63. It will be another long one. Holland stuffs the run on 3rd and long. This one will only be a half-yard closer than the previous attempt here. Aubrey pulls this one wide left. And after the turnover on downs, it's frankly, kind of another turnover on downs, missing the field goal. He had plenty of power. Just missed the accuracy that time. And we take over at the 48, needing that end zone. Throwing, Neighbors catches up to it, turning that speed down the sideline and out at the 20. Finally get Neighbors rolling here. 3 grabs, 104, and a touchdown. And Dart really has provided that next level that this team was needing. RPO is quick to the outside. Robinson, open space, gets the shimmy by 1. Another first down, make it goal to go at the 9. And they look to go hurry up. Flipping the formation, 2 receivers head out to the left-hand side. Tracy to the right side of Dart as he gets them set up. Handing this one off. 1 to beat, but 1 to tackle. Forces 2nd and goal at the 5-yard line. Keeping with the same look. Tracy denied at the line. 3rd and goal. So obviously this is going to be 4th down territory if they do not convert. Bunch goes to the left-hand side, 1 to the right. A little pump fake. Under pressure. It's off the shoulder of Mozzie Smith. Perhaps jinxing ourselves from earlier. It will be a 4th down. 4th and goal. Hard count from Dart. No free play. Pressure, but does not phase him. He finds Slayton on the slant. We can find ourselves within a 1-score game if we can hit a 2-point try. I'm not sure if our best option is mixology before a really big down. But Slayton shows off his skills as we have two-pointer with 2 spread to the left-hand side. Dart checking something out there, 2 tight ends to the right. Snapping that ball under pressure. It's off the back of his left tackle, though. I'm not sure that ball would have got there anyway. Pressure right down the middle. This one stays a 10-point ball game. And with just under 4.5 minutes to go, the defense is going to have to come up with some quick stops. So the Cowboys could find the dagger perhaps with one more touchdown. Prescott starting back at the 30. Throws underneath. He finds Ferguson upended by Kendricks. Clean tackle, but gives up 8. And frankly, we don't have time to celebrate, though the time right now very much is up to the Cowboys. Spears getting to the outside and converting the first down, though Bobby gets him out of bounds. Unfortunately, doesn't stop the clock for us. Empty set to follow. Changing things up here as it's quarterback draw. Dropping him in the backfield is DT Alexander, having to step in for the injured Lawrence. That will not, however, count as a sack as it was a run play. So Prescott TFL'd for a loss of 1. Bringing the blitz here, though, picked up well, passes outside. Pickens not getting away. Now leaves a 3rd and 8. They will have to snap this ball, though, prior to the 2-minute warning. So letting that clock run down almost to it. Looking to flood, and one guy is left wide open. Superb play design there. Leaves Mingo for the first down. Inside the 2-minute warning here, going to have to call your timeouts quickly as we do not get the tackle in the backfield. Picking up about 1 or 2 is Spears. And leaves the Giants with 2 timeouts following their first called by Coach Bearington. As Dallas pops up for a pass, it is gonna be McFadden this time with the tackle. Make it a sack, actually. Second timeout called. They're still very much inside field goal range. However, last time from similar distance, Aubrey missed. 3rd and 15, they will pop up to go for the pass that falls incomplete. Alexander with the pressure. And at the 40, it's 4th and 15. They will have to try yet another long field goal. This time, though, it's the closest opportunity they've had. And dead center, Aubrey hits it. We will need 2 touchdowns, sub 2 minutes, as a injured Cowboy is currently down on the field. So for Jaxon Dart and company, this is going to be a pretty big amount of weight on their young shoulders. Neighbors has had a great game. Can he find a little bit more success in this one? High point and well played by the linebacker. Not a bad look, though, there from Dart, just well defended. As they bring the blitz off the left-hand side, Dart looks to find Neighbors for that first down. Not calling their final timeout. The clock stays rolling. The Cowboys look to protect everywhere downfield. Throwing underneath, though, Robinson is open. Getting taken down at the 42. They look to go hurry up. Again, Cowboys staying backed up here. Inside a minute to go. Giants finally down and set. Getting that one to the outside. Tracy, incoming defender. He does get out of bounds. Trying to get down the field here smoothly and quickly. They're down to the 33. Dart facing a 3-man rush. Steps up, scrambling. Taken down at the 23. Final timeout is called for Coach Bearington. Honestly, the fact that we are even having a game this late right now is quite something special. Oh, looks like he sees something out there he likes, making the adjustment. There'll be trips to the right here. Looking for a high one that Booty didn't see either. Too tall. So sailing. At least no one can pick off one that high. Trying Neighbors, and to end the game, it is Diggs. Tried to get the back shoulder, but Trayvon sat there waiting for it. Tossed it up to their number 1 receiver. Again, An interception this year for the Giants that really isn't on the quarterback. You got to hope your receiver tries to make a better play, but honestly, it's just a great one from Diggs. For Coach Bearington, it's an 0-2 start here with the Giants, but each game we have seen some promise. And in the second half of that game, the defense very much stepped up and played like they played against the Commanders. They were getting stops. We could use with some turnovers. We could use with some more consistency. Offensively, Jaxon Dart came out there and sparked life in a dead group. And while I was hoping for this one to be more of a two-game episode, I think there's obviously a clear reason why this one is not. But we still lost that game. We still have work to do. But ultimately, I have to give my props to the defense. I wish I could properly show how this game went, but once again, Madden has not fixed the box score bug here at the end. So all the points apparently were scored in the second half, which goes against what really happened in the game, where the defense very much started to shut things down in the second half, only giving up that field goal. We found all of our points in that second half, so at least that is showed accurately. But just taking a look at our info here, Jaxon Dart came in. He threw 2 touchdowns. And perhaps we go somewhere else on that interception. We don't throw it at Diggs, even one-on-one with Neighbors. And he probably doesn't have that interception. I think Dart came in, played a great game. And I think he does provide a little bit more here than what Russell Wilson was. The team was just playing flat all around. Part of that, though, could have been strictly down to the blocking. Evan Neal only credited here with 1 sack, but he gave up pressure after pressure. And I think the experiment with him is kind of done at guard. He has some pretty solid run blocking ratings, at least a good spot to build for his age, but the lack across the board when it comes to pass protection has just been too poor for us. Even with him technically being the 26 rated guard in the NFL right now, he's in a contract year and he just got outplayed by a 30-year-old guard. So moving forward, I think Neal is going to be dropped out of that starting lineup and Illuminor will be plugged in, which is a good thing we haven't traded him yet. Neal now could potentially be the offensive lineman we look to trade. And perhaps, depending on what we could find, maybe we do look to bundle up something and find an offensive lineman for the interior for the future. We still have some guys over on this defensive side that we could potentially trade as well, Roy Robertson Harris being one of them. So package up some guys or package up a guy and some picks to get a guy for the future could be pretty big for us. Speaking of big for us, I think it could be with Jaxon Dart getting the start next game. It will not be an easy game for him facing the Kansas City Chiefs in his first start, but the short accuracy is at least there out the gate. So we can rely on the dump-offs. And with the throw power only being an 88, I don't expect too many deep balls. In fact, that's probably why the Diggs throw was intercepted. But he has the speed, he has the acceleration, injuries at a good spot. We could utilize him to get out of some tough spots when it comes to poor blocking up front. And we'll see if all the hope behind him can continue next time. He is not a hidden dev. So if he plays well, we might get him to a spot where he could potentially be the future quarterback of this team, because of right now, he is not. But to see if he can break out and to see what linebacker we have a breakout opportunity for next time, make sure you hit that bell icon in the bottom right corner or scroll down, hit the sub button and tap that bell icon so you're notified when all these videos go live. And just like we did at the beginning of this episode, if you have a question for Coach, let us know down in the comments and he will answer it at the beginning of next episode, which will be next Tuesday. Every single Tuesday and Thursday, we will be here with the Giants. Monday and Friday, we will be with college football and Coach Ty. Cha-Cha Vaz will return next week on Wednesday, debuting a new series on MLB in franchise mode. So make sure you're here for all the big things happening. And for all the good that did happen in this one, leave the boys some love by smashing that thumbs up. We will see you next time, as we will 100% be getting through both the Chiefs and the Chargers game with Jaxon Dart at QB1.